Hey, Randy, how are you? Let me just warm up for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, okay? My hands are freezing. Can we hear that metronome? Okay. Okay. Let's see who we have here. Randy, Mr. Hoyce, how are you? Ed, and who else? That's it. There's 1, 2, 3. Someone else is not in the chat. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we're not going to work out of the workbook this afternoon. Pete, how are you? Okay, thank you, Pete. We're going to work with Joe Morello's master studies. Now, I hope everybody here has the sheets. I did the table of time, I believe, up to groupings of 8. I couldn't get 9s and 10s, 11s and 12s. My program I'm having some problems with. So we could do the table of time first, or we could do 1 through 5. And I could share with you how I learned that with Joe. So your choice, guys. What would you like, the table of time or 1 through 5? Which would you like first? Okay. Hey, Joe, how are you? Okay, 1 through 5 with a table of time first. How would you like to do this? Help, guys. Table of time. All right, you're the first one in, so we're going to do the table of time. Now, I have a couple different ways to do the table of time, and we have to understand what's occurring here. Okay, you have the sheet in front of you. You should have up to groupings, I believe, of 8. I'll do 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12s too today, but let's work with line 1. in line 2. Line 1's simple. It's just quarter notes. At this particular time, I'm going to use alternating strokes, and I'm going to put the metronome, all right? All right. We're going to play, you can hear the tempo, that's 60 beats per minute. Now, we're going to do alternate strokes, line 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's simple. I'm just playing back and forth quarter notes. Now, the second line, quarter note triplets. Do we all know how to count quarter note triplets, gentlemen? And ladies and whoever? It's actually 3 against 2 or 6 against 4. Okay. I'm going to demonstrate the way I count quarter note triplets. I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in it. That's one measure. So when I play the quarter note triplet, I'm going to play, I'm counting the quarter note triplet rather, I'm playing every other count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, we understand it? I'll do it slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's just with one hand. Now, what I'm going to do is just play that for a little bit. That's at 60. So I'm going to play line 1 a few times. Feel that. I only wrote it for one measure, but you can hang out with it to get the feel and the time. 3, 4, 1. I'm going to go to second line now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Back to 1. Just hang out with line 1. 3, line 2 now. Now, line 3, simple. Eighth notes. So now we're making the transition, from quarter notes, quarter note triplets, to eighth notes. Now notice, if you have the book, you see he accents every other one. I don't agree with that. I'm going to line the 1, 2, 3, I'm accenting every note. So I get my right side and my left side sounding equal. So now we go to line 3, which is straight eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to do line 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. Line 2. Line 3. Beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 2. Next line. Now, we all understand it to this point. How you doing, Jim? Okay. Now, we're going to go to the fourth line, which is the eighth note triplet. Now, we're still using alternating strokes, but this time now what comes into view is the levels. So I want to accent the first note of the triplet. So I'm going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and So let's do line 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. The second line. Third. Next line. Back to the top. Skip the second line. 1 and 2 and 3. Third line. Next line. Okay, that takes us up to the 16ths. Now, we're going to come to the groupings of 5, which is called a quintuplet. Groupings of 6, a sextuplet. I don't know what you want to call the groupings of 7. But anyway, the grouping of 6 is 6 strokes equal distant in between the quarter note. So I go, how am I going to count this? I have a couple options here. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and at a faster tempo, that's a whole lot of counting. Or I could subdivide the count as 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Or I can count a grouping of 2 triplets, 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 and the. I think it's easier, and I do select the subdivision of counting 1 and 2 and 3 and. So without the metronome, I'm going to play that. I'm going to play the groupings of 6. 1, come on, drum head. 1 and 2 and 3. Look at this upstroke and downstroke. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I'm getting 6 strokes. I'm accenting the first stroke equal in between the quarter notes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to up the tempo somewhat, okay? Let's go to 80. All right, and I'm going to play line 1 to groupings of 6. And then we'll hit the 7s and 8s and 9s, all right? So I'm just going to randomly, I'm going to play line 1 a couple times, I don't know, 1, 2, 10 times, I don't know. I'm going to go into the next line, and next line, and next line. Here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, here we go, 4, 1. I'm feeling the quarter, I'm trying to make it feel good. 4, 1, I'm going to go to the next line now, 3, 4. Next line. Next line. Sixteenths, the grouping of 4. Grouping of 5. There you go. 6. Now what I'm doing is I'm using alternating strokes. You could use doubles, you could play it in paradiddles. You could actually, well, I wouldn't go that far, that's insanity to play all the stick control book down like that. But you can play them, like I just demonstrated them, in single strokes. You can play them in double strokes or paradiddles. We're not going to have time for me to do that. What I like to do right now is talk about 7s, 8s, and 9s. Now, 7, when I count 7, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm not going to go 7, because 7 is 2 syllables, and that disrupts the flow of the pattern. So when I count 7, I'm going to go 1, 2, there we go. That happens once in a while. I get booted. Anyway, I'm going to do them really slow. No metronome yet. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 6 comes up, 7. I'm in position to nail the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we did do the 7s. The 8s are very simple. They're 32nd notes. Now you're going to get 8 strokes in between the quarter note. Now I don't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to count 16th notes, 1 E and if I did my right hand, 1 E and 2, 3, and double up on that, 3 E and 4 E and so on and so forth. Now, if I go, that's the 8s. If I go to 9s, and we're going to stop at the 9s, I subdivide this. I mean, that's a hell of a lot of counting. You know, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's tough. So I subdivide it into triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 1. Do we understand the 9s, the 8s, and the 7s? I'll do the 10s in a second. Do we understand it? Any questions on that? Gentlemen, respond, please, por favor. Hello? Okay, that takes care of the 8s and the 9s. Let's talk about the 10s. 10s, just double the 5s. If I was doing 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I did 5 with my right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Now I'm going to go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Yep, that's what I'm doing. No. All right. The question is, am I playing in the grouping of 9s as 16th note triplets? No, I'm not. Well, you can if I write it in 3/8. I'm actually, see, I'm not visualizing it in any time signature. I'm just subdividing the 9s. So I have 9. So I have 1 and which would be 3. 2 and would be 6. 3 and would be 9. But I'm not accenting anything except the first note of the first triplet. And I'm trying to stay away from a triplet feel, but I'm thinking triplet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Does that help you out there, Pete? 16th note triplet. So you're thinking in 4. I'm not thinking in 4. I'm thinking of subdividing the count. For every count, I'm making a triplet. Now, if I was in 3/4, that would be 1 and a 2 and a 3, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 in that. If I was in, I don't know, 3/16, that would be still 1 and a 2 and a 3 in there. You understand it? It's up to you the way you want to count it. I'm not going to sit there and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and a lot of guys, when they count triplets, 1, 2, 3. You can hear the triplet. I don't want to hear the triplet. I want to hear a smooth transition of groupings of 9. And the 10s, and that's going to be the last one, the 10s. The 11s drive me bonkers. It's like, help. 12s are all right. The 11s drive me crazy. But the 10s, it's twice of 5. So if I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, what I'm doing is I'm doubling that, adding the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Renzo, how you doing? Where were you, Renzo? Okay, so now, that takes care of the lessons number 1, Renzo, are at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. in the evening Eastern Standard Time. So now what we're going to do now, we're going to the beginning, 1 through 5, the first 5 lines. Okay. Do we have any questions at this point? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Now, here's a good, well, first off, there was a period of time when I studied with Joe, this book was not even, it was thought of, but it wasn't in print, or it wasn't out on the market yet, let's say. But it all has to do with the level system. And all this book is an extension of stick control book. Why do you accent the table of time? I don't have to. There's a question that just came up before I go on to this page. I like to hit that downbeat. Let me go back to 60. I'm going to try to hit this up to the 9s and 10s. Here's 1. I can go like this. 1, 2. I can move the accent 3, 4. 1. No accent. 16ths. 5. 6. You can forget the 7s with 1 hand. You don't have to accent it, but it's best to feel that downbeat. You could eliminate it. You could accent every one. You could accent every other one. You could be creative, put accents into place. I could play this down, the table of time. For example, if I did a 2-measure increment of line 1, I could play it as, I'm going to play 2 measures, single strokes, 2 measures, double strokes, 2 measures, paradiddles. No accent, okay, Ed? 1, 2. I'm just using full strokes. 1, 2, double strokes. Another measure. Now paradiddles. I still play the quarter notes, but I use different sticking. Now you could do that with the whole stick control book, which is insane. But if you want to do that, do it. Now, you could play the whole page down in paradiddles and keep it down on the first note of the paradiddle, hit an accent. That'll drive you crazy because now when you go to the groupings, the quarter note triplet, you have paratriplets. Okay? You understand that? Yeah, there's no right, there is no wrong as far as hitting the accent. Do you understand? All right, what I want to do is go to line 1 on the PDF, okay? The 8th notes. And now the accents are essential here because that's the object of the book, okay? Is to play, it's actually, like I said before, it's an extension or expansion, if you want to so to speak, of stick control book or accents and rebounds. All right, so now we look at the first one. Okay, Renzo, I lost your email, so email me, I'll put you on my mailing list. Let's look at the sticking of line 1. We have right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, 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 left. Nothing, it's just a stick control book. That's all it is. Now, he's putting an accent on one end and one end of each measure on line 1, but the sticking changes. So now we talk about your experiences with the levels. Well, you had the PDF, no? If you have the Morello book, it's on page 7. But you should have the PDFs. I sent them to everybody. I must have sent 1,000 of them this morning or last night. Now I'm going to play full strokes. Every note is going to sound the same on line 1. I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now what you have here is the accent on one end of the two measures, but the sticking pattern changes. So here's where the levels come into view, and just best to do it slow. So we're going to do the first line. The first note is a right-hand accent. So we have 1, which is a downstroke. This is first off, this is my starting position. Both my hands are in the full stroke position. So now, my first stroke is a downstroke. I nailed the accent. And also, I'm in position to hit the up-and-coming right, which is a non-accent. So I'm in position already. Now, I hit the second note, which is the and of 1, which is a left-hand accent. Now, that has to be a free stroke. Now, I'm in position to hit the up-and-coming next left, which is an accent. Then I have 2, which is a tap, and 3, and 4, and. I'm up. I'm in position now to nail the second measure effortlessly. 1, ouch, that hurt. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and over and over again. Now, the way Joe taught this to me, and I'm sure he did to other students as well, all right, is to break this down into quarter notes. You have 2 measures, we're going to make it 4 measures. The first right, left, right, right is quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second right, 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 right is 4 more quarter notes, so on and so forth. So instead of playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and, we're going to count it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, do you know why he brought it down to that tempo, or that concept or approach in quarter notes? Okay, you don't. Give it a try, man. Answer, put it in the chat. By the way, I have a video of this first five or six lines at 208 in eighth notes. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the metronome on 60. And I'm going to play through the first line like I just demonstrated in quarter notes. Once I complete it in quarter notes, I'm going to go back to the beginning, but this time through, I'm going to nail it as eighth notes. I'm going to play the line through, and I'm going to go back to the beginning again, and that time I'm going to take it in sixteenths. Let me see how this is going to work. My hands are a little stiff right now. 1, 2. So workout with the levels. You got to watch out for that time. 4. Quarter notes. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'm sorry. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now we're going to go to eighth notes. 3, 4. 1, 2. Let me try it again. All right, hold on. One time through quarter notes. One time through eighth notes, then sixteenths. I'm looking at the screen and trying to concentrate on this. Here we go. 1, 2. Here we go. 3 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, 3, sixteenths. I'll do it twice that way. But you understand what I did? Quarter notes, eighth notes, sixteenths. Stay with the quarter notes for a while. Stay with the eighth notes. So you have to, when you feel comfortable with the quarter notes, go to eighth notes. When you feel comfortable with the eighth notes, go to sixteenths. Forget the 30 seconds and forget putting the metronome on as a half note, the pulse, or whatever. Just lay the quarter note down and do over and over and over again. I'll sit here and do this. Let me see if I can play this a little bit faster for you guys right now. I'm on the usual, all right, I'm going to put it at 200. I'm going to play it in eighth notes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll put the timer on. 1, 2. Now, that's not too fast, really. What you want to do, it's not about how fast you can play it. If you take note of the way I just demonstrated that, my two accents, the one and on each measure, was equalized in sound, and all the taps were the same, and the upstrokes were the same. That's the objective. You don't want to play this 9,000 miles an hour. It doesn't impress no one. If you can't use it musically, what the hell's the sense? It's an exercise. That's like you go into a competition and say, I could do 500 push-ups, and the guy next to you said, I could do 600. So you said, ready, go, and you start. This guy's doing them 900 miles an hour. You're just going nice and easy. That don't make any sense. So just play where you feel comfortable. Make sure everything is correct. It's a good journey into levels. Do we have any questions on it? I need some interaction in this chat here. There's a lot of guys watching this now, and I really need. Randy, you understand it? Ed? Hoist? Renzo? Pete? Joe? Jim? Do we understand it? Any questions? Okay, Renzo. Now, I'm just doing a one surface demonstration of it. Tonight I might just do a drum set application the way I want to do it. All right, good. It's just that you need to do it slow. You're not doing this to impress anybody. I mean, if I sit here for 5 minutes and put the metronome on 208 or faster and do line 1 for you for 5 minutes, does that help you? No. Absolutely not. Does that impress you? Well, yeah, that's cool. But what is it helping you with? Maybe it's a demonstration of, hard work, and I've gotten there because I worked hard. All right. It's getting late. I'm going to continue at 7 p.m. from line 2. Is that okay, gentlemen? Well, that's nice. I'll send you my autograph. Just kidding, Jim. Hey, Jim, I'm going to call you after the lesson immediately. Is that okay with you? Oh, Lord, am I tired. Dennis, if you were on my mailing list, you would get the PDF. All right, let me put, Dennis, who are you, where are you from, or is this the first time you're here? And we worked on the table of time, and I just demonstrated line 1 on page 7. Renzo, email me. Dennis? I don't know. All right, send me another email. Email me, Dennis, okay? Email me and you will get the PDFs. And I have now a couple workbooks that I'm working on. One is already. All right, Ed, that's okay, because what we're doing is we're going to continue where we left off today, this afternoon. Oh. Then the weekend starts. That's very good, Pete. Thank you for your help on that one. Sometimes they go to the spam for what reason I don't know. So check the spam part, and you might get you might have gotten the email. You know, if you have Google or Gmail rather, and you don't go to your spam, and you have 9,000 emails in there, they go away after 30 days. You're welcome, Ed. But if you can make it tonight, fine. If not, it will be on. It will be filmed. Okay. Okay, Renzo. No problem. All right, gentlemen. Dennis, do that for yourself, okay? Email me. We'll definitely put you on the mailing list. You say I'm on your list, but say something, where you're from, who you are, ba-ba-ba-boom. Okay? Now, lessons are 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They are free. However, occasionally I ask for a donation, which would be nice. Okay, I'll see everybody at 7 p.m. Guys, have a great rest of the day until 7. Okay, gentlemen.